Assalamualaikum guys, I hope that you're fine and doing great. Today I'm going to discuss with you the shared services model and customer relationship management. In part 1 we are going to highlight the increased expectation from shared services, the concept which is very hot currently in business environment and a lot of companies, especially MNCs, are moving towards this model. In part 2 we are going to discuss the customer relationship management with a focus on shared services, but the same applies for every business team. In a shared services model, the expectations set by business from shared services team are at a very high level. Why businesses move towards shared services, what are their objectives is that shared services team will offer the best in-line practices. Business will be able to set up a flat team that will be responsive, interactive with the customers, meeting the needs of the customers. It will provide a pooled and standardized experience to all the business stakeholders through Six Sigma and KPI and performance delivery management systems. The shared services team will be able to evaluate, review, and continuously improve the services it is providing as a support function to business entities. Shared services model have resulted in reduction of cost of doing business by approximately 20 to 30%. It is a single window for all the stakeholders of the company. There are normally three choices for any business operation to be set up: either centralized, decentralized, or shared services, the model which is being adopted by a lot of companies in today's business environment. Why shared services? Shared services team is independent of business. It offers lean and flat organization structure to the business. It offers synergies. There is no duplication of effort, dissemination of forward-looking practices. Business is able to maintain control of decisions through shared services. Shared services, due to its flat structure, is responsive to client needs. Common systems, standardized practices are being provided to all the stakeholders. Consistent standards and controls are implemented through shared services model, and economies of scale are achieved. So basically this model is combining the benefits offered both in decentralization and centralization, and is offering a combination of those benefits. So from any shared services team, the set of expectations are very high, and shared services team need to equip itself to deliver those high expectations, need to build a system of continuous performance evaluation and continuous improvement. Three ways that shared services provide value. Number one is insight. It adds value by analyzing the data to increase revenue of the business and decrease cost. As all of the information is pooled there, it is able to analyze that how business setups, how different products, how different markets are performing, and what can be done to achieve the performance and revenue targets in those markets. The number two benefit is simplification and standardization. Value is added by ensuring positive customer experience. The third is reliability. Value is added by meeting a customer needs at a competitive cost. As a result, costs are minimized and losses are minimized. High expectations, as I've discussed earlier, from a shared services team, as these models are implemented to achieve the benefits of both centralization and decentralization. And as can be seen in my picture on this page, that shared services team is expected to offer services to different business units at the same time to meet the needs of all those business units, to meet the deadlines of those business units, and to provide timely and efficient reporting so that business units can make the decisions, and as a result shared services can enable them to achieve desired company strategic objectives, vision and mission statements. Shared services are expected to provide best-in-class service. Shared services team offers standardization of practices due to flat structures. The responsiveness is increased, the flexibility is increased, ability to handle multiple deadlines of different business stakeholders at the same time, ensure compliance with controls, laws, company mission, policies, and objectives. Economies of scale are achieved as queries from multiple stakeholders are addressed at the same time. Continuous improvement is expected from shared services team, and customer engagement and satisfaction is also expected from SSC team. I can add value, and I'm sharing these comments as I am having currently hands-on shared services experience, and it's really a challenge to meet the need of different business stakeholders and deadlines. But you need to keep yourself up to the pace to add value and to ensure the delivery of high expectations that are related from your team, from our team. How shared services team can deliver? What are the key skills that a shared services team should possess so that it can serve multiple stakeholders at the same time? Communication skills is a very important tool. SSC team should develop expertise in all areas, and process should be developed. Instead of being people dependent, it should be process dependent. It should innovate, digitalize, and automate the process so that less and less human effort and intervention is required. Reduce dependence on people and improve process. Maintain good relationship with all the stakeholders, listen to the needs, listen to their queries, listen to the problem areas, and address them will enable you to better serve the business operations. Your timely input is going to enable business unit to deliver their goals. SSC team should be open, should be honest, should be transparent, and should be clear about the expectations. SSC team needs to deliver within the agreed deadlines. Out of the box thinking and working on continuous improvement are essential for maintenance and success of a good SSC team. These are the few skills that I view are most critical for efficient delivery of higher expectations from any SSC team, whether accounting, payroll, HR operations, IT, or any business function. This thing is really very important in large organizations, in large setups, in MNCs, which are operating in multiple countries with different vendors across the world, different customers across the world, different taxation laws, different legal rules, different business dynamics in different markets, and SSC team is expected to deliver its KPIs in such challenging environment. Teamwork. A good SSC team need to work together and support each other in problem areas. Instead of being expert in one area, it is best that all SSC members should be expert in all the areas so that in case of problem, if one member is not available, the other can deliver the business objectives in his absence. So teamwork is really very important. It is important in all the functions, but in an SSC model, its importance is increased. I've taken this clip from YouTube for highlighting the importance of teamwork. So let's listen to this video briefly. very impressive message was shared with you guys that heart defines the greatness. Teams were able to face challenges and deliver in those challenging times while supporting each other are indeed the successful teams. And this thing is very, very important when you are expected to meet multiple deadlines and to offer your services to a good level to all the business stakeholders. So I wish best of luck to all the SSC teams and to my SSC team as well. This thing is very, very important and we all need to work on this. Thank you guys. So next is part 2 today's presentation, that is customer satisfaction, which is very important for all the business functions, and in an SSC environment it is really, really important for being effective and successful. There are multiple stakeholders of a shared services department: business units, vendors, customers, auditors, shareholders, legal authorities, banks. Sometimes in an MNC, in large organization setups, they are spread all across different countries. We need to be attentive to the needs and to answer their queries within the stipulated times. How to engage and satisfy customers by offering best-in-class service. Your responsiveness affects satisfaction, your flexibility, your attitude. Communication is the key. Delivery within deadlines, ability to manage conflicts, and skill to say no when there is any non-compliance or deviation from the policies. So now we are going to focus on 3 areas: the communication part, the conflicts part, and the skill to say no. Communication skills cover the clarity of message, checking the understanding of the other person. Turn taking means that listening and then sharing your input on the subject. Active listening is very important. Choosing the right method of communication is important. The self-awareness and body language matter. How to communicate effectively. There is another video I've taken from YouTube. In this, we are going to offer and we're going to listen to the 12 ways to improve communication skills instantly. So the first step is show respect and appreciation. So we have listened to 12 very important ways to improve our communication, and if we adopt these while communicating with our colleagues, with our stakeholders, with our peers, this is really going to improve our communication and then delivery of success for both the recipient of the information and for us as well. In our second slide, we're going to discuss how to manage conflicts while interacting with people, and while there is a difference in point of view, often there are conflicts and we need to address them effectively so that business objectives are delivered and we are able to maintain our relationships at the same time. So in this video we are going to listen to 5 ways to manage our conflicts. When we So these were the 5 strategies we have discussed for resolving conflict. I hope that you guys are taking note and listening to these by paying attention. Thank you. I hope that these strategies will help you and enable you to manage the conflict with your colleagues and stakeholders effectively while maintaining your relationships, as you have to deliver your KPIs, ensure compliance, at the same time maintain effective relationships for making it a successful SSC team. And in the last slide, we are going to see that how to say no without feeling guilty. Sometimes when your colleagues are asking you to do something and it is in non-compliance with the company policies, you have to say no. Might be to your boss, might be to your colleagues, might be to the different stakeholders. So yes, saying no when it is required is very important. However, to say it effectively, we're going to watch this video. Guys, I hope that our today's video was interesting and you guys have learned a lot about how to interact and communicate effectively and maintain relationship with your customers, stakeholders, and what matters for an effective SLC team. So thank you guys for being with us. Take care. Bye. Allah Hafiz.